So today we're going to do section 38.5, only this one. It's on language, and on the left box it says Latin is the language originally spoken in ancient Rome, on which many words in modern languages are based. One legacy of Rome that affects us every day is the Roman language Latin. We use the Latin alphabet, although Roman Latin used 23 letters and English uses 26. Many of our words come from Latin. Latin proverbs are still in use. For example, look at the reverse side of a US dime. You will see the words e pluribus unum. It is Latin for out of many, one. This is the official motto of the United States. The motto reminds Americans of how the colonies joined together to form the United States. Several modern European languages developed from Latin, including Italian, Spanish, and French. English is a Germanic language, but it was strongly influenced by the French-speaking Normans who conquered England in 1066 CE. English has borrowed heavily from Latin, both directly and by way of French. You can see the influence of Latin in many words we use today. For example, our calendar comes from the one adopted by Julius Caesar. The names of several months come from Latin. August honors Caesar Augustus. September comes from the Latin words meaning the seventh month. The Roman year started in March. October means the eighth month in Latin. Many English words start with Latin prefixes. A prefix is a set of letters at the beginning of a word that carries its own meaning. Attaching a prefix to a root word creates a new word with a new meaning. In fact, the word prefix is formed this way. It comes from pre, in front of, and fix, to fasten or to attach. The table on the opposite page shows other examples. As you can see from the table, other English words come from Latin root words. For instance, manual developed from manus, the Latin word for hand. Finally, we still use Roman numerals. The Romans used a system of letters to write numbers. Look at the bottom section of the table. You may see Roman numerals such as these on clocks, sundials, and the first pages of books like this one. You might also find Roman numerals on buildings and in some movie credits to show the year in which they were made. Also, the Super Bowl, when you look at it, it's always done in Roman numerals, so they're still out there. The Romans combined the 7 letters shown in the table to express larger numbers. Putting letters after another adds the value of the additional letters. For example, V111 means 5 plus 3 equals 8. XX means 10 plus 10 equals 20. Putting a letter before a letter with a greater value subtracts its value. For example, 1V means 5 minus 1 equals 4, and 1X means 10 minus 1 equals 9. In the picture to the left, Romans wrote in all capital letters. This Latin inscription on the arch of the Constantine dedicates the arch to the emperor in the name of the Senate and the people of Rome. And the table on the next page shows you some Latin words, what they mean, and how the English has adopted them, prefixes and roots. And at the bottom here are some basic Roman numerals, and you may have learned about them in math, but they really are out there when you start to notice them. So take a look at the chart, and then when you're done, you're going to take a look at your ISN pages. There are 3 questions. How was the Latin alphabet of Rome different from the English alphabet today? Number 2, what Roman numerals are used for the numbers 1 through 10? How are the numbers 50, 100, 500, and 1,000 written by the Romans? Make an attempt. It doesn't have to be right. Just play with Roman numerals a little bit. And then list some examples of how Roman language influences us today. So take a moment, and that's all we're doing for today, and we'll continue tomorrow.